Here in August, we're continuing our pH Matters segments with Andrew Hoiberg from Calcium Products. Andrew, thanks for coming back on the show this month. How are you and the team doing?
Yeah, we appreciate you having us, and we're happy to do it. We're sort of starting to set our sights here on the fall application season. The corn's received some timely rains, and both corn and beans are looking pretty solid right now. So we're starting to set our sights on harvest and what we can do to get folks ready for fall application season.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's look ahead to the fall. You might explain first to our listeners, just the importance of soil pH maintenance and how it can really benefit producers down the road.
Absolutely. So, every year that we put out nitrogen on our fields, most commonly associated with corn crops, we're going to create some sort of acidification from that process. As that nitrogen converts from ammonium to nitrate, it leaves behind acidity. And so what our goal is with the maintenance of the pH is to tackle or target that acidity every single season rather than waiting for it to build up into a bigger problem down the road. And so that's what we're looking to target and offset that acidification that's happened all the way throughout this growing season here starting in the fall.
Now, as far as products go, what are the prospects for 98G during the fall? And have you seen any success with this product during your trials and studies?
Absolutely. So, typically, the optimum usage for 98G in a maintenance type scenario is going to be anywhere between 200 and 300 pounds per acre. And it sort of depends on how heavily you use the nitrogen. If you're a little bit on the more conservative side, you can probably get away with 200. If you're a little bit heavier side, you probably want to go with more of a 300-pound application. But what we've seen on average for our trials is over an 11 bushel per acre increase using those type of application rates in the following season. So that's really a great benefit, and really kind of treats it more like a fertilizer application where we have that tangible yield benefit so that we know we're doing some good in that soil system by offsetting that acidification and really promoting more of a maximized yield environment every year.
And some of our Iowa farmer listeners, they might be curious how 98G is different than agline. Can you help us out there?
Absolutely. So, what we do is we take an extremely pure source of raw limestone from up by Gilmore City, which is one of the best deposits, not only in Iowa, but in the entire United States and darn near worldwide. And we take that raw material and we grind it into a powder, and then we put it into pellets. And so there's a couple things happening there. The first is when we grind it into a powder, we expose more of the surface area of that limestone to help it be more reactive in the soil. And that's really important when it comes to raising the pH of the soil. Traditionally, when you put out an agline application, all that finest, most reactive dust blows away in the wind or blows off target for the application. So we're able to take that, put it into a pellet, and make a much more precise application with it. And then once the pellet gets wet, it breaks back down into those fine particles and really helps to more rapidly and more efficiently correct the pH or maintain the pH of the soil.
And I understand there are some application flexibility benefits with 98G, right?
Absolutely. So with these lower rates, it's a lot easier to blend this into a fall application with your P or K or both. It's a lot easier to get it out that way, and you don't have to worry about the big applications that you traditionally do with limestone, where you've got three people on the labor side tied up. You've got a truck moving the product out to the field. You've got a spreader dedicated to doing that. It's a lot easier just to blend it there at the fertilizer facility and go take it right out to the field and spread it. And of course, it can also be applied in the spring. It doesn't have to be a fall application like it does with ag lime. So there's flexibility that way as well.
Andrew, any other products in your lineup that you'd like to run down today?
Well, we do also have a pelletized gypsum product that's called SO4 pelletized gypsum, and that's also a great fall application, particularly if you're looking for a flexible sulfur application option that's going to stick around through the winter and be there in the spring for the crop. So that's another one. That's the other product that we make, and another one to consider for fall applications.
Well, if our listeners want to stay up to date on those products, how do they stay connected with Calcium Products?
The best place to start is to visit us at calciumproducts.com online, or you can just chat with your local agronomist and they can get you connected with us as well.
Well, thanks again for coming back on the pH Matters program. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of the summer.
Absolutely. I hope everyone has a great fair.
Again, that's Andrew Hoiberg, Vice President of Research and Development at Calcium Products for the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Brent Barnett.